Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Jags and the Jets, and it's coming up next.
It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. Straight ahead, we punch the second of two tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Fielded right around the 8. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And they'll be led out by the second overall pick from BYU, now in his second season, Zach Wilson.
For a guy still in his second year in the NFL, this is obviously a big spot for him to try and fill. Able to engineer the victory in the wild card round last weekend. That's got to give him confidence, and it's got to elevate the confidence of his teammates as well. But as he said after the win, things are only going to get tougher from there. He understands the situation he's in. He understands what's ahead of him in this one.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll run with Hall. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Faced for their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board. They're able to avoid that 3 and out. A good pickup there at 22.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys that we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Play action. Now Wilson out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Trayvon Walker from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 13-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Hall again on 2nd down. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is 3rd down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instinct.
He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets are on the board first here in this division round matchup. So they take the opening kickoff and drive it all the way down the field.
And that's the last thing you want defensively. On the road, in the playoffs, and now you're down a touchdown right away.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead at 7-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And Garrett Wilson capped things off with a touchdown grab. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Jags now set to get their first drive. They'll be led out by the first overall pick from a couple of drafts ago, former Clemson Tiger Trevor Lawrence.
And the quality of opponent goes up a notch here in this divisional round. But he's coming off such a sensational performance, I'm not sure he cares. 4 touchdown passes in the last game, and you'd have to imagine his head coach would sign up for that right now.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On 2nd and 7, Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 34-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Second down and a run by Robinson. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Here's Lawrence to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think that's a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they get their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Back on the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They go play action now. Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I don't think anyone would argue that having that extra week definitely helps come playoff time. And those were some fresh legs right there. That extra practice time and planning, certainly in evidence.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately.
He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. A great play there. With his second touchdown here in this first half. And they're able to add on to their advantage. So they've had 2 drives, and he's had the 2 receiving touchdowns.
And how about a game plan where you decide to force feed or feature someone, and it works? First 2 drives, as you noted, end up in touchdown passes. I think they're going to keep going to them until defense makes any kind of an adjustment.
Now Zerline on and the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Just a 4-play drive that time. And Garrett Wilson capped things off with a touchdown grab. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Lawrence now off the bootleg. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. And they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And here comes Berrios. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. He'll give it to Hall to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Here's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get him into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They need to make up some ground, and they did.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. The Jets are going to use the 1st of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Going to get the kick off in time.
Delayed game, offense.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive for that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here we go. Get.
On 2nd and 15 now, Lawrence.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
On 3rd down, Robinson. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Well, I think it's back to the drawing board, or should I say in today's game, the Surface tablet after this drive. 3 plays, they go backwards. They look like they've gotten something going right there, but they'll have to punt the football away to end this one.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Here's Berrios. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Ball again on 2nd down. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. Looking left side, and it's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. His throw caught at about the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. There's Wilson to throw. The quick slant caught. Touchdown, Jets. Tyler Conklin in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jets continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Break.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This fourth and final matchup on this divisional round weekend. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to Saturday's AFC divisional round game. And it's the Cincinnati Bengals who are moving on as they were able to eliminate the Las Vegas Raiders. We continue on with the check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Jags. And the rushing numbers should tell the story of why they trail at the half. They're still in single digits in yardage as a team through 2 quarters of play. That's not good. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they too didn't do a whole lot in terms of rushing efficiency in that first half, as you can tell by the numbers there. Final adjustments are underway in the locker rooms. Which of these two teams will survive and advance to next weekend's AFC Championship game? To find out, we go back to Brandon in charge.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now, because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. Third and long coming up.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Lawrence. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a fourth down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. That's taken on the 25. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They'll start on the ground. Hall. 49 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them? And do I have enough confidence to make a play?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Hall again on 2nd down. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. That's on big Mekhi Becton, first-round pick in 2020. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. Here's Wilson. And able to connect with Berrios. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. Straight ahead is Hall. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Hall again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, it's Carter. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And they'll get this down to the 10. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Muscle damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They'll run with Hall. A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Hall again. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. Zerline now for the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown.
Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Now Zerline on and the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Jaguars offense ready to set up shop here again. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Lawrence. And this one too low.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47. And that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up 2nd down. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the back now here at MetLife Stadium.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6.
And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Again, it's Lawrence.
He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Lawrence. This will be caught at about the 6. And the Jaguars are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Looking to throw, Lawrence. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about.
Holding. Offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Carl Lawson coming in and dropping for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. And it has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. All again on 2nd down. And he's got some space here. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Well, the coaches come into a game preaching total team effort. CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
You know, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. When you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Zerline now for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Lawrence will throw. Quick slant caught by Kirk. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
3rd and 2, now Lawrence. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. And this one not officially in the bag, but it's looking more and more like you and I are going to be in these same seats next week for a game to go to the Super Bowl.
And it's contrary to our meeting with the visitors, wasn't it? Remember when we went over to their hotel before the game, and one of the themes they kept hitting us with was, let's put the pressure on the #1 seed and see if they can handle it. Let's do that. Well, they're the #1 seed for a reason. Best team all year long. They're showing it again in this game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. 2nd and 7. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Hall again on 2nd down. And some room to run now. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 176 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
They'll go again with Hall. And some space here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 33 and a first.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line's job? They just did a key that A-gap usually. That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Hall ought to give up the middle. Oh, good move. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. You talk about certain guys just having a nose for the end zone. He's one of them, and he was not going to be denied there.
And defensively, especially in the red zone, you've got to be able to at least slow him down and hold on for dear life. But he's able to get out of a couple tackles there, and not enough people got there in time. Pretty poor on the defensive side of the ball.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Kicks it on the ground with a squib, taken around the 28. They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence. Finds his tight end Ingram. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough, tough way for it to end.